大家好，我是庞老师. So today we're going to go over lesson 4 in Integrated Chinese, volume 3, 4th edition. And this text is about buying things, okay, or shopping. All right, so it starts with 张天明, okay, 明天从家里来的时候. So 从 is from, 家里 is home, inside the home, 来 come 的时候, at the time. So at the time when he came from home, 妈妈给他买了一些衣服. So in other words, when he was at home, his mom bought him some clothes. 给他, so gave him, bought, meaning, actually you could say gave or just for, right? 给 can be translated as like a preposition, for. So bought for him 一些衣服, so some clothes. 像 T-恤衫, so like a T-shirt, okay? T-恤 is like a T-shirt. 衫 is like a shirt itself, okay, in Chinese. 毛衣, a sweater. 牛仔裤, jeans. 牛仔 means cowboy. 裤 is pants. So literally means cowboy pants or jeans. 什么的 means etc. 可是 however, 他觉得无论是样子还是颜色都不太好. Okay, so he 觉得 thinks 无论 no matter 是样子 its appearance 还是颜色 so its color 都 both of these factors 不太好. They're not very good. So in other words, with this clothing that his mom bought him, he's not too satisfied. 今天是星期日, so today is Sunday. 正好 so coincidentally, 林雪梅和丽莎也需要买卫生纸、牙膏、毛巾、洗衣粉这些日用品. So coincidentally, Lin Xuemei and Lisa also have to buy or want to buy toilet paper. I would say want opposed, maybe they need to buy toilet paper. Okay, toothpaste, 牙膏 is toothpaste. So 卫生 is toilet, 纸 is paper. So 牙膏, 牙 is tooth, 膏 is paste. Okay, so toothpaste. 毛巾, which means like a towel. 毛 is referring to like the cloth. Okay, 巾 is also just saying like one big piece of cloth. So it's saying like the material, and it's basically towel. Okay, 洗衣粉 is 洗 is to wash, 衣 is clothing, 粉 powder. So wash clothing powder, laundry detergent. That's what we would typically say. Okay, you could also say 洗衣液, 液 refers to liquid. So if it's in liquid form, you can also change that 粉 to 液. 这些日用品, so these daily items. So usually, if you're saying it, usually list what you want to buy, and then at the end you'd saying these daily items. The saying is that like etc. I'm referring to these daily items, etc. Okay. In English, you probably would not separate. You probably would not put this at the end of a sentence. Okay. 柯林就带他们来到附近一家最大的购物中心. So 柯林 then brought them to come to a close by 附近一家, so a measure word, the biggest shopping center. So he brought them to the closest biggest shopping center. Okay. And then here it says 你要买什么衣服? So you want to buy what clothes? So what clothes do you want to buy? 我想买一套运动服. So I want to buy 一套 is like a measure word saying like a set, right, of sportswear. So maybe he wants to buy like a jacket and sweatpants, something like that. Okay. And then Colleen says 这边就是. So here just is it. So you this is the right place. Okay. 你看看, you look 这一套, this measure word for like saying a set. So look at this outfit. Okay. 样子, the appearance. 大小, the size. So big, small. Okay. 长短, length. 都 all 合适 is suitable. So the fitting. 而且打八折. So furthermore, it's 20% off. 八 is referring to 8. 8, but meaning like you times it by 10, so 80%. So it's cutting off from 100 or 10 per, from 10 to 8. So in other words, that's 80%. You pay 80%, it's 20% off. In Chinese, they would say you get 80%, you have to pay 80% instead of saying you have 20% off. Okay. And usually it's divided by 10 with them. So they would say you pay 8 and then you kind of add the 0. All right. 打八折. So you could say, if you want to say 30% off, you would say 打七折. 七折. If you want to say, if it's 40% off, it would be 打六折. Okay. 颜色也不错, so the color is also not bad. 多少钱? How much money? Okay. How much is it? Right? 是什么牌子的? So is what brand? So what brand is it? Okay, and 雪梅 says 价钱, so the price. Okay, 不高, it's not expensive. 这个牌子没听说过. So this brand, haven't heard of it. Okay, and then Lisa says 不过是纯棉的. It's pure cotton. Okay, it's pure cotton. So it's probably not bad, right? It's pure cotton. All right, and then Tianming says 牌子不好不行. So the brand is no good, then that won't work. 不行 is the mean that's no good by me. 我想买名牌的, so I want to buy name brand. So 名 is name, 牌 is brand. Okay. Colleen says 你真时髦, so you're really fashionable. 穿名牌, wearing brand name. Okay. 那件好像是名牌的. So that piece, excuse me, so it seems like it's name brand. So uh-oh, 太贵了. That's too expensive. 太贵, so too expensive. All right, and then Zhang Tianming says 买东西, so buying things. 我只买名牌的, so I only buy name brand. 只 is only, and then 名牌 is name brand. 要不然 or else 就不买, then I just won't buy it at anything at all. Okay, so he sounds kind of a little bit bratty, to be honest. That's kind of how they're depicting him in the book. Remember that someone had just made up the book and it's a story, but just figure you could probably gather the impression they're trying to make of him, for the book writers. 因为名牌的衣服质量好, so because name brand clothes, the quality is good. Okay, so the quality is good for name brand clothes. So again, it's topic comment, right? So name brand clothes quality is good, right? Instead of saying, the qualities usually go with name brand clothes. In English, that's how we would say it. Okay. And then Lisa says, 不错, yeah, not bad. Okay. 有的衣服便宜是便宜, not bad, or actually not wrong. Here, I'm going to change that. It's not wrong. And usually the thing that threw me off that you would usually say, instead of 不错, you would usually say 没错, saying not wrong. 不错 is not bad. But I have heard some folks say it like this, but it's not common to say it like this. Okay. So 没 is probably more common and more proper. Okay. 有的衣服, so some clothes, 便宜是便宜, so cheap is cheap. Cheap is cheap. 可是牌子不好. So however the brand name is not, if it's not good, 穿 不好, and then 穿, and I think so in terms of wearing it, for those ones, so yeah, in terms of wearing it 两次 and then twice 就不想穿了, so then you don't want to wear it. So in other words, if it's like good brand, then you wear it once or twice, you probably don't want to wear it. 只好再买一件, so you only want to buy one pair, or one piece of clothing. 这样买两件衣服的钱可能比买 一件名牌的更多. So, this way, if you buy two pieces of clothing, and that money you're spending, so 钱 is money, 可能 it's possible in comparison, so B is comparison to buying one name brand, it's even more. So she's trying to say is that, you may as well buy one good piece of clothing, that's name brand over buying maybe two pieces of clothing that's not name brand, because you're probably not going to wear them more than once or twice. All right. And then Xue Mei says, 你说的有道理. So you're talking. So what you're talking about, the here is like what? It's like a pronoun. Okay. It makes sense. Okay. And then Colleen says, 买衣服只考虑便宜当然不好. So when you're buying clothing, so again, topic comment, only considering whether, it's cheap, so 便宜 is cheap, 当然 is definitely 不好, not good. So don't just consider whether it's cheap or not, or inexpensive. 但是也不一定. So, however, also not necessarily, definitely will buy, 非买名牌不可, so need to buy brand names. In other words, you don't necessarily definitely need to buy a name brand. In other words, you can buy a non-name brand, or you can also buy the name brand, right? 我买衣服的标准, so I buy clothes standard. So the standard for me buying clothes is, okay, 第一, so firstly 是看穿着舒服不舒服. So it's to look at whether it's comfortable or not to wear, okay? And then 第二是质量好不好. So the second is the quality, is it good or not? 第三是价钱合适不合适. So the price, 价钱合适 is suitable or not. So A, not A, right? So something or not, whether or not, all right? 是什么牌子的? So whether it's, whatever brand name it is, whatever name, brand it is, 样子时髦不时髦. So, the appearance is fashionable or not, 我都不在乎. So, in both of these factors, I don't really care. So 在乎 is care. So don't really care. Okay. 因为穿衣服是为了自己. Because wear clothing 是 is 为了 for 自己 yourself. You're wearing it for yourself. 不是为了给别人看. It's not for other people to look at, or to give other people like a look. I mean, in other words, you're not showing off to other people. It's not to show off to other people. And then Tianming says, 我不同意. I don't agree. 你喜欢看雪梅穿不好看的衣服吗? So you like to look at Xue Mei wearing not good looking clothes. So you like to look at her wearing not so good looking clothes. Is that correct? In other words, it's a rhetorical question, and obviously he's supposed to say yes, but you say something like that, it's probably getting a little bit awkward. In any event, so Colleen says 雪梅穿什么衣服都好看. So 雪梅 wears what clothing, whatever she wears 都好看. It's very good. 对不对? Yeah, right. Is that, isn't that right? And that's a very politically correct way to answer the question, answer with the rhetorical question, saying everything is good. Okay. And then 雪梅 says 好好好. So okay, all right. 别说了, don't say anymore. 哎嘿，科林，你身上这件衣服，怎么是名牌的? So your body on. So in this measure word clothing, 怎么 how come 是名牌的? It's name brand. 你是不是不穿名牌的? So isn't it, that you don't wear name brand? So this is also a rhetorical question. So a couple of rhetorical questions in this I guess it's not a dialogue, it's more than two people, but in this conversation, I would say. Okay. And then Colleen says 我说不一定非买名牌的不可. So I said, it's not definitely that I have to buy a brand name. So 非 and then whatever it is, 不可 means it like it must be that way. Okay, 没听说过，没说过不穿名牌的名牌啊. So I didn't say, you don't have, I don't have to wear a name brand. So in other words, I can wear a name brand. It doesn't have to be. 这件是打折的时候买的. So this measure word, was on sale 的时候, so at the time when I bought it. Okay. And then 雪梅 says, "I Lisa." So Lisa, 我们去日用品那边看看. So we'll go to the everyday use items. So this means daily. 用 is use, 品 items. 那边 over there. 看看 have a look. Okay. And then Tianming says, 你们去吧. So you go ahead. You go ahead. 我先去付钱. So I'll first go and pay. So I'll go. I need to pay first. And 我们一会儿见. So we in a little bit will meet up. Okay. 张天明在付钱. So 张天明 is paying. Okay. And then I guess this is the the attendant, and she says, 先生, Mr. 付现金, so to pay cash, 还是用信用卡, so or to use credit. Then he says, 我刷卡, so I'll swipe my card. So I want to swipe my card. In other words, I want to use my card. That's what, in Chinese there's different ways. So you could say cash or credit in English. You could say 刷卡还是付现金. So you're going to swipe your card. You're going to use, you're going to use cash. Or you could say it this way, 付现金还是用信用卡, so or to use credit card. And in China, unless it's a really expensive purchase, typically people don't use a credit card. They might use an ATM card. I mean, it might have changed a little bit since I was in China a few years ago, but as of 3 years ago, that was pretty much the case, especially since they have WeChat Pay and Alipay, which is kind of like Google Pay and Apple Pay and so on and so forth. And that's pretty simple. Most people prefer that. Okay, and then she says, 先生, Mr. 加上税. So 加, adding up, on top, 税 tax 一共, so altogether 是186.4. So altogether it is 100. 80 is 86, so 186 kwai is the measure word for money. Okay, and then 四 means 4, so and that means 40, so 0.4, 40. And then he says, 好, okay, 谢谢, thank you, 再见, goodbye. And that pretty much concludes the conversation for lesson 4. 谢谢大家，我是彭老师，再见。